So the first question we have has to do with the higher self and perhaps your connection with your spirit guides or your knowing or your angels and guides. And so what I will attempt to do is help you understand the difference between all of those so that as you look at your own experience, you can find a way. Now, part of the question also related to the fact that it feels a little compartmentalized. And this is true. For example, in the discussion that we held before we actually videoed this, we had a conversation about the fact that we put our trust and faith in Jesus. We put our trust and faith in Buddha. We put our trust and faith in the Bible. And we let that guide us. And that's externally guiding us. This is the male way of externally guiding. The female way, which we are moving into, is the internal guide. Now, initially, if your prayer work is to an outside player, no matter who that high being is, it still limits you because it's them and then you, or someone else interpreting them, telling you. When you move to the place of the connection with the higher self, what you do is you are actually allowing your divinity to enter where you are in 3D. So the merit is that you begin to align with your divinity. Now, it is compartmentalized. And I have had many people ask me, well, what about my angels? What about these guides, you know? And my response is, I have had angels and guides working with me all of my life. And what I can tell you is that this does not negate them. But what this does is gives you a point of your own progress. It's like this. If I were a golfer and I wanted to take golf lessons and I had a connection that allowed me to study with the best, at some point I have to let go of Tiger Woods and become my own golfer. And even if he's coaching me, he can't swing the ball for me. I have to do it. So the reason that our angels and our guides are there in the first place is to help us with the wake-up call. And then secondly, to help us as we navigate our way through. But it is still our journey. And at this cycle, it is intended to be connecting on the inner so we can begin to feel our connection with one another. Now, the Merkaba as a tool allows you to access your fifth dimensional self. On another video, I will talk to you about the dimensions. The important thing to understand is the fifth dimensional self is what the major religions will teach you is heaven. So, for example, heaven is the perfected you. It's your body is perfect, your relationships are perfect, and everything is harmonious and easy and fun. At 5D, there is no polarity. At 5D, there is no right and wrong. And so what you are doing is integrating your fifth dimensional self with it, which is this huge lateral experience that has balance. And although it is without judgment, it still has the capability of holding balance. So it is an integration of 5 into 3, which allows for balance to occur, and both ends of the spectrum can be felt. If one goes into an extreme, then they go out of 5D into 3D. If they stay in a place of balance, so it's a bit like an oscillating piece of equipment. It moves from right to left, right to left. If it just goes left, the whole thing goes out of balance. It just goes right, it goes out of balance. It has to keep going back and forth, back and forth. And that's what this is about. So the higher self is separate and distinct from your guides or your angels or your, quote, knowing. That's all happening at the body level, at the 3D level, reaching into you. Your higher self is you moving your consciousness towards your divinity, which allows you to be anchored and living multidimensionally in a linear way, not just a lateral way.